Okay, my friends, today we are going to change the transmission fluid. And we just did an oil change, and I'm going to make a little video of this because I see a lot of helpful videos on YouTube, and I thought maybe I'd just make one just for our channel. Anyway, this is the factory fluid I got from Toyota. It was $30 a quart. FE is what you want to see, CVT FE. Now this oil, transmission fluid, is 2 for $30, and it's the same fluid. And I was told, I'm not sure if it's true or not, that this is the company that makes the transmission fluid for Toyota. So, thinking I'm going to be getting the same stuff. I hope so. But anyway, what we're going to do here, since we got the car already up, we're going to drain the transmission fluid from the pan, and then we're going to pull out the straw and drain all the fluid out, and I'll decide if I want to take the pan off and clean it up, because I do have a new seal here. And I also bought some of those copper washers that are on the drain plug. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do, take out the drain plug, and I bought this special pail that tells me exactly how much comes out. So we'll do that. We'll take out the straw, see what the fluid looks like. And I did do a fill and drain a couple weeks ago, but I didn't take the straw out. I just wanted to check the fluid, and it was kind of beat up and dirty, so I decided I'll try to get as much out of there as I can. So this could turn out to be a really sloppy job if you're not careful. I'm not saying I am, but a lot of fluid's going to come out of here. There. Now this is normally how you would check the fluid. You would have the engine running and warmed up, and then you would take out this bottom plug, and any overfill will come out. So we'll let that stop, and then we'll put the Allen key up in there and pull out the straw, and we'll see how much fluid comes out of there. So while that's draining, I'm going to put on a new, looks like an aluminum washer there. It's a soft metal. Nothing wrong with the one that was in there, but it's recommended to change it just in case. I don't see anything wrong with it. Still has plenty of meat on it. Anyway, there's the drain plug. So now, once that fluid stops, we're going to take out the straw. Okay, so I'm using a hand ratchet here. That did not come out. That does not feel like that straw came out. Okay, let me see. Maybe it fell in. Alright, so I'm using this 6mm tool here. That's all the way up there. I can see the straw coming out. It's really light. It's hardly any effort at all to get it out. There it is. See how much fluid we get out of there. It's almost impossible to do this job without getting fluid over something. It's just really poor, poor system in my opinion. All right, so now let's let that drain. And what we'll do is we'll measure the fluid, and then we'll know exactly how much fluid to put back in there. Now when I took out the drain plug, some fluid came out, which means it could be too much fluid in there. But it's better to have a little bit too much than not enough. And beside, the engine's cold. Engine's cold, and when it warms up, the fluid expands. So you have to check it. So what I'm going to do is put the same amount of fluid back in, take the car for a ride, get everything circulating, and then we'll top it off, or we'll check it again. Alright, that's that. I still hear it draining, so far we got almost 2.5 liters. More exact, be over here, 80 ounces. So just let that drip for a while. By the way, if you ever do this job, you make sure the car is completely level. That's the reason why I got these car ramps. You don't really need them, you can use a jack. But I like being able to roll on my creeper underneath my car and do what I have to do instead of being squished. Okay, let's wait for that to stop and we'll move on. Okay, it's pretty much empty now. Put the straw back in. Okay, you don't want to over tighten it, just snug it up. It's plastic. I'll put I'm not sure if I'm going to drop the pan. I don't think it's necessary because you're not going to get all the fluid out anyway, because you can't get the fluid out of the converter. So the recommendation is to do this drain and fill, and then drive about 500 miles or 1,000 miles, something like that. Do it again, and then again in maybe 6 months or a year, depending on how much you use your car. Okay. Oh boy, this thing's slippery. There it goes. Okay, that's that. Now, in order for us to put the fluid in, we have to take off the wheel to get to the fill tube nut. So, since it's up on those ramps, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jack up the car, hold the car up, while I let those hydraulic jack down, so I can get that ramp out of there to get the wheel off, because I want to make sure the car stays level. Alright, that's what's next. Here we are. Got a nice clean bucket. I'm going to put 5 pints. So far, there's 2 full quarts. There was about 200 milliliters in here, and so that's how much we need. Five pints right there. All right, now we got to take the wheel off, pull out the plug, pump the fluid in, and we'll be done. Okay, now we can let this down. Okay. Oh boy, the cable's right on there. The plug is right here. I think it's a 27 millimeter, but you can also use a 15/16, and that is what I'm going to use. Okay, this is a 15/16 socket. Yeah, it fits. Alright, now we'll go get our pump, pump it in. It's going to take a while. Let me shut off the camera. Okay, that's about it. Get that last bit out of there. All right. See what I mean? It's impossible to do this job without spilling something. Now, the correct way to fill this, of course, is with the engine running and warmed up. But I know what I took out. I put exactly the same amount in. So I'll take it for a ride and let it circulate, and then I'll check the, pull the drain pan plug out. And if there's too much in there, it'll come out, and if there's not enough, I'll add. That's how simple it is. But I can't get this thing off the ramps unless the engine's running, because of these ramps that I have it on. I have to drive it off. First I have to jack up the back and get the ramps out that way, because you can't drive the car up with these ramps. It's too low. I mean, my car is anyway. Okay, we can let the jack down now.